Hey everyone, how you doing? It's me, Christiana Gaudette. I am live on my YouTube channel. I am your Tarot Fairy Godmother. And I'm so grateful that you're here with me. If you're watching an archive, I appreciate you. For those of you who are here in the room with me, thank you so much for being here. It's Thursday. That means that we do the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter recap. Do you get the Tarot Topics Weekly newsletter? If you don't, you should. It comes out every Wednesday in your inbox. If you didn't get it this week, or if you want to sign up, you can just go to my website, tarotbychristiana.com or christianagaudette.com. The link for this week's newsletter is right in the description. So you can just go there. You can read the newsletter. You can also subscribe while you're there, and you should. So before we get going on today's topic, I want to remind you that tonight we have Global Tarot Circle. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Grab your tarot cards. Come spend an hour with us, share readings with each other, and learn something new about tarot. It's exciting stuff, and I'm excited to see you. I also want to remind you we have two free classes next week. One is our special class with Nancy Sage Shadow, Nancy Hendrickson. We're going to be doing some ancestral work with her. And then the other is our Tarot Context Boot Camp. Yeah. So make sure you look at everything we have coming up and set reminders. I've also set reminders for our live reading sessions for tomorrow, which is the Friday weekly wrap up, and Saturday, my favorite, the Saturday Psychic Sampler. So you can just hit the reminders on all those, and that way you will remember to be with us, and we want to see you there. All right. Special shout out to all of our members. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being such strong supporters of this channel. You can support this channel in a lot of ways. You can subscribe and hit the bell so you always get notified when I post something or when I'm live. If you're a member and you want to do more and you want access to some special content, all you have to do is become a member. That's a monthly commitment. You can cancel anytime, and it's at 3 different levels. So choose the level that is right for you. You can also support this broadcast with super chats and super stickers. And another great way to support, hit like. Hit like on this video. That is very helpful as well. Okay, so this week's topic, will you know it when you see it? One of the things that comes up in a reading a lot is that whether a person's looking for love or looking for the right job or whatever, like, will I know this person when I meet them? Will I know it's the right job when I get the offer? Will I know it when I see it? And, that's such a hard thing because we try to be intuitive, right? And we'll think that our intuition is telling us something. But sometimes intuition, when it's something we really want, intuition or that feeling of intuition may become somewhat unreliable, especially when it comes to love. I have found that none of us is really as intuitive when it comes to love as we wish we were. Or if we are, we don't always listen to our intuition, especially when it's telling us to run. And we're, of course, not running because we're telling ourselves something different. So, the bottom line is we are all seeking something. And there's this question, like, how much of anything that happens is destiny? And how much is just what you choose? I think there's so many questions. It bothers me sometimes when people use the word destiny or overuse the word destiny, because sometimes things feel like destiny and they're really not. Sometimes they are. Who the heck knows? I believe in free will probably more than anything. And that's why tarot is such an important process, because it can help us make the right choices. All right, so let's get going and let's do some readings. Y'all got the idea. we are doing readings about finding what you're looking for. What are you looking for? How do you find what you're looking for? Will you know it when you see it? Is what you think is true, is it really true? We're doing all those readings. Go ahead and ask your questions. Karen Winkle, thank you so much. Some of you saw that my daughter got married yesterday. She got wed on Wednesday. So cool. And it was exactly the wedding she wanted. We had so much fun. It was lovely. We posted just a few pictures. We took thousands. So you'll be seeing pictures of Allison and Damien's wedding for a long time. But thank you so much for your best wishes. We are super, super happy. All right. So here we go. I will take the questions in order. Go ahead and get your questions in. Moonlight Tarot, you're the first one I see. I'm searching for happiness and stability with a man who can treat me well. When do you think I can get that? And is when the most operative question, or is how the better question? I think we can look at when, but how, I think, is a greater question. Like, what do you have to do? Either on a mundane level or on a spiritual level to sort of bring that on in. And I think you're doing a good job getting over the past, letting go, moving on. That is the right thing for sure. I also think you have to be open. I think you have to be sort of pursuing your own life, but being very open to finding that right person. It may be that there are family members or friends who can help you. And if you do those things, my feeling is it could take, 6 months, 10 months. I'm thinking about it in terms of months rather than years, which is good. But I do think you're going to have to be proactive, both in terms of your own sort of well-being and your own emotional well-being, but also proactive in terms of like whatever you do, whatever people do where you are to meet people. And that's going to be important too. All right. Next question I see is Allie Mammon. So nice to see you. Will I ever know it when I see my psychic talents, if I have any? And that's such a fun one. That's such a good question, not just for you, but for everyone. Because even those of us who, like, by experience know that we are psychic, like in the movies, it's really obvious. I have a great vision. It doesn't happen like that for most people. It's subtle. And usually you're not even aware of it until later on when what you saw came to pass or what you said was meaningful to somebody else. So you don't always know, you just sort of say what you see and see what happens. And that's true for most of us. When we look at you sort of personally, how you develop your stuff, the thing is, I think you want this more than anything. You really want to feel that connection to the divine, and you want to feel that sense of knowing. And I almost feel like you want it too much. And in the wanting of it, you make it harder to find. It's like you're too attached to it. I think what you got to do is just kind of like, let's do the reading. Let's see what happens. And allow the flow to happen. I think very often psychic stuff happens in a flow of energy. And you allow the flow to happen by not attaching too much to anything. And that's good advice for you, but also for everyone, for all of us, really. Okay, White Magic Witch, what is the truth about my path? Well, I feel like at the end of the day, the path you will have in your life and should have in your life is going to be different than what was expected either by your family or by culture or society. I feel like you're going to have a lot of choice in terms of what your path is. I do get a sense that there are some things that you have always wanted that you will indeed be able to manifest. And so what is true is it's more about what you want than what other people want for you. That's what's true. Karen Winkle, thank you again for being here, and thanks for being a member here. What is the universe putting in front of me that I'm not seeing? Oh, what a great question. I love that. And the answer is your own awesomeness. What you're not seeing is your own skills, your own ability, your own power in the world. And I think you will very often let circumstances or other people or other people's opinions kind of make you feel deflated or disempowered. So what you're not seeing that's right in front of you is your own freaking power. Seriously. Okay. Delia Lossie, nice to see you. What is the truth about me and a relationship? Well, I feel like there might be a particular relationship that is not working or has not worked. And that is the truth. You know, the truth may be about moving on and moving on to something else. Maria Miri, nice to see you. What is the thing I'm not seeing in my life? What a great question. Honestly, I think it's about your own skills and abilities that may have to do with career, that may have to do with something creative, something that you want to do. But I feel like it has to do with your own skills and abilities. Peggy Lou Levens, nice to see you. Thanks so much for being a member here. Taking Karen Winkle's question. Yes, indeed. What is the universe putting in front of me that I'm not seeing? What a great question. It really is. And the answer is just how loved you are, Peggy Lou. I feel like just because of your life and the way it has gone and certain people around you or the way they act, you do not always feel the love. And you need to know just how much you are loved, how much you are appreciated, how much love is actually around you. Horace Van Dunn, so nice to see you. Thanks so much for being a member here. Is there something I need to know about my current situation that I'm not seeing, or if I'm not seeing it? And happy new moon in Scorpio. Yay. Okay. Is there something I need to know about my current situation that I'm not seeing, or something like that? And the answer is, when we look at your life in general, I think you've got a pretty good view of both the things that are wonderful and the things that are frustrating, Horse Van Dunn. Anything else that you need to be seeing or need to be looking at? You know, for you, it is so often the same thing. Nurture nature and nature nurtures you. Nurture music and music nurtures you. You know, it's those basic things that we always need to remember, but are very, very true in your life. And you know those things, but that's what comes up in the cards. Von Ray, nice to see you. Thanks for using the member emoji. Thanks for being a member. I go back and forth with this. I see myself becoming a full-time writer, but the road has been bumpy thus far. What am I not seeing regarding this? I think what you're not seeing is the vast amount of publications you will have to have in order to be a full-time writer. You know, there are those people who have one publication, it's a smash, and then suddenly there they are. But the majority of people who write, in order to be a full-time writer, they have to really crank it out. They have to crank out many, many volumes. And so I think it's like the volume of publication and the volume of work and the volume of marketing that needs to be done. It's doable. And the question is, will one thing that you make become enough of a hit that pushes you over the edge? And the answer is that possibility really is there. But I feel like there's more you need to do, both in terms of structuring your content and marketing your content to create that hit. So you don't need a hit to be a full-time writer. You just need volume of volumes. And that's one way to go. The other way to go is to get that one hit. I think you could end up doing both. Okay. Betty Flesher, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a member. Haven't heard from the Spiritual Shop about Psychic Saturdays. Is this going to be my I've been waiting for? So, I mean, it seems like you've got the gig. I think you should call them and just make sure there's no issue there. I'm sure they're busy or whatever. And as far as doing this, is this like your first time out in the public doing this thing? I do feel like this is where you need to be. And I think it's going to be a lot of aha moments about how to make this happen, how to do this. It's a lot, the whole thing, like even beyond the psychic stuff, there's the stuff about how to shuffle, how to pull, how to talk to people, how to drink water. My gosh, how to deal with the shop, how to arrange your table. There are so many hows. And, each person, like, I can't tell you how to do those things because you got to figure out what's right for you. And so there's a lot of aha moments in all of that. And part of it, too, is just going with the flow, going with the psychic flow and going with the flow of the day and going with the flow of energy and get to a space where you don't let anything bother you. Okay, Joanne Smith, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. What is the truth I need to see? Honestly, I think that the truth that you need to find, and you haven't seen it yet because you haven't found it yet because it doesn't exist yet, but you will find it, is going to be about moving and what that move looks like. That's the real truth that you are seeking, and you will find it. And by moving, I mean relocating home. Claire C., so nice to see you. Glad that you are here. And thank you for being a member here. Recently, I felt drawn to an area and then found a condo for sale. Will I be able to relocate to this place? I think you need to do more research to make sure it really is what you want. Researching the HOA, researching all the things to make sure it's a good deal and it's what you want. But I feel like if you want it, you can have it. Hey, Charles Smith, so nice to see you. I know that Joanne will be running out her membership and you're now taking over the membership in this sweet second. The two of you are both members and that's so nice. Thank you, Charles, for joining. So glad that you've become a member and you did so at the highest level possible. So most appreciated. A lot of great perks. Make sure you check the community thread and read back a little because there are some perks available there to you even right now. So thank you so much for being here. Christina R., so nice to see you. What is the universe putting in front of me that I'm not seeing? And the answer is a ton load of different truths that sometimes feel conflicting. And sometimes you have to hold space for that conflict. Sometimes that conflict will ultimately lead you to a decision. But basically how it is to be in a space of conflicting truths. Okay, and your question, Charles, what is next? Charles, what is next is health, home, and new practices. Health, home, and new practices. And that's all about health and home, but the spiritual value thereof as well. So it's all about creating what you need in this next chapter. And that is a very practical thing, but it's a very magical thing as well. And you'll be doing it from both perspectives. Excuse me. Okay, Dora. So nice to see you. What am I not seeing about my card reading practice? Honestly, I think there's some practical pieces there. I think there's some practical pieces about whether it's about technique or if you're professional about marketing that would make things flow better. You're looking for greater flow on a lot of different levels. And I think you can absolutely find that. Sometimes it's about the mundane. When we look at these things, we get really sort of spiritual, and that's important, and it is spiritual. But there's also some mundane things to think about that are really equally important. Okay, and Kim Morse, Kim, hello to the Kim. So nice to see both of you. Thanks for being here and thanks for being members. Okay, Kim, thank you for being a member. If there's a reason a tarot coworker seems to be avoiding me over the weekend, I'm concerned maybe someone said something to her about me. Um, Hang on a minute. It is possible. It is possible that a person is poisoning the water around you. This particular coworker does really care about you, and if you have the opportunity to speak with this coworker, not even about the situation, just to kind of remind the coworker who you are, that would be a good thing to do. And try not to take it personally. This is like a huge power play situation going on, and it's unfortunate, but you got to play it strategically. That's really the key. Okay. Hey, very good. Kathy, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. And from my perspective, let's see. Oh, here we go. Here is Kathy's question. Is there something I should do to nurture a friendship, or is it time to just say goodbye with love regarding that friendship? Or just, maybe you cut the difference on that. Maybe you just hold space and see what the person does next. It may be too valuable to say goodbye, but there's not much more you can do to nurture it. I think you need to be patient and see what happens next. All right. From my perspective, I've answered every question. If I have missed you, I am so sorry. Please do reiterate. Please do check out the newsletter and make sure you subscribe. Please do join us tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The link is already up. It's Global Tarot Circle. Bring your tarot cards. We will read for each other. We'll do some tarot study. What would you like to talk about? What would you like to study? You can let me know here, or you can let me know over on Facebook in the Global Tarot Circle group. One way or the other, I will look forward to seeing you this evening. I want to remind you that tickets for StarCon are available now, and they're limited. If you want to join us in person in Florida, if you want to join us online on Excel events, either is great. If you do in person, you still get the access to the recordings for 30 days after, just like those who join us on Excel events. So if you join us in person, you get both, really. You get the hybrid experience. If you join us online, you still get a great experience and you don't have to travel anywhere. One way or the other, you want your tickets. StarCon is January 21st through 23rd. Go to the website, STAARCON. Figure out which ticket is right for you. Tickets range in price from $50 up to $425. One way or the other, you can find a ticket that works for you. Get thee thy ticket now. Seriously. All right. My friends, I want to thank you so much. It's a pleasure working with you. I will be back here tomorrow. I'll be back here this evening. So I hope to see you this evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Remember, too, I am available for readings by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, Zoom, and also right here. Sudden unexpected test appointment tomorrow. There you go. There you go. Makes sense. All right. Take good care. Be good. Thank you all so very much.